Okay, when I do a physical exam on a rabbit, what I do is I have them facing away from me with their bum towards me and the head away from me. This way I can hold them up close to my body, and so if they try to jump, I have a firm control of them. I also like to use something like a yoga mat or something that gives them traction instead of being on this table, so it's not slippery for them. The first part of my physical exam that I do is I test their teeth to make sure there's no points. So I take the top jaw and the bottom jaw and I slide them against each other to see if there's any points that hang up. And with this bunny, whose name is Honey, there's no points and it just easily slides. I also feel around the mouth to make sure there's no swellings anywhere along the jawline. I also take a look at the front teeth and make sure that they're aligned and not overgrown at all. Next, we go ahead and we look at the eyes, make sure that the eyes are nice and clear, they're not having any discharge, and there's no discharge below, indicating that they might have chronic issues with their eyes. And both eyes are looking very good. Again, I feel everything around the face so no lumps or bumps. Then I take a look at the ears, make sure that the ears are nice and they have nice hair and no hair's missing. If there's hair missing, oftentimes they've been scratching. I look down in the canals and make sure that they look nice and clear. I also use an otoscope to look down. Someone grab me an otoscope to look down within the canals, and you can assess the canals the exact same way that you can assess either cat or dog ear canals. When you're using the otoscope anytime with the bunny, sometimes they are very sensitive, just like some cats may be sensitive or fractious dogs. So when you place it in there, I like to touch their ears and so they get comfortable with it, and then I go ahead and I look and I just move the ear appropriately so I can see down to that tympanic membrane and make sure that everything is normal all the way down, which Honey's ears look great. The other thing I do is sometimes I'll use the eyepiece, but oftentimes I just use the earpiece to make sure that the pupils are responding appropriately and I'm not seeing any issues with the eyes at all. Then I move on to the neck. I move down, make sure that everything feels good. Oftentimes I'm just petting them and making sure I'm not feeling anything abnormal. I go ahead and I feel the belly and make sure that it's nice and soft. It doesn't feel ropey, it's not doughy. It should be very comfortable. A bunny should not mind you feeling their belly all the way through, and it feels very much the same as a dog or a cat. Then we listen to the heart and lungs. When we listen to the heart and lungs, we want to place the bell of the stethoscope right in between the two front legs right here, and you will hear the heart right in that area. Go ahead, just like with a cat or a dog, and listen in several spots. Though heart murmurs are not common in bunnies, you can pick them up. Heart rate within a hospital is going to be somewhere between 180 to 220. And then you're going to go ahead and listen to those lungs as well. And you want to make sure the lungs sound nice and clear, just like with a dog or a cat. And go ahead and get the respiration rate. Most respiration rates in a bunny are going to be anywhere from 40 to 200, depending on how nervous they are and how quickly they are breathing, and that can be normal. After I've listened to the heart and lungs and made that assessment, I've already felt the belly. I go ahead and I feel their pulses, and I make sure that their pulses are strong and I can feel them both. And then I also feel the lymph nodes. So I feel those popliteal lymph nodes, I feel the prescapulars, I've already felt under the chin for the submandibulars, and then I also reach up to feel for the inguinal lymph nodes. The last thing I do is I go ahead and I place my hand underneath their chest, my pointer fingers in between their two legs, and so my hand is supporting their chest. I take my other hand, lift their bum, and hold them close to my body so I can look down under and make sure everything on the undercarriage looks nice. I'll place their bum back down on that yoga mat, and I'll go ahead and I'll find out what they are. In this case, this is a male. He has a penis that's extruded. If it's a female, you'll see a slit. He also has his testicles descended here. You want to make sure this area is clean. If it is not clean and there's poop there, that is not normal. Most bunnies keep themselves very, very clean. You also want to look on their hocks when you have them under to make sure that everything looks good. They're well furred and there's no sores there. Then we place him back down. Just make sure that you get a weight on them as well, and the physical exam is complete.